Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am so excited for because it's something I don't do really a ton on my channel. We are taking my client darker and we are chopping her hair. It's going to be so cute. So we have to fill her hair a little bit. You will see her hair in a minute, but it is brunette and it has faded out like blondie caramel ends. So we are actually filling with Joico Lumishine today. So I am mixing up two different formulas, one for her ends and then one for her base. Her base doesn't have any blonde, so we don't need to put any filler in there. So for the filler formula, I am using 7NWB, 6NG, 6NC with 5N. Half of my formula is the filler and then the rest is the 5N. When you are filling hair, you have to remember that you have to add any pigments that you're going to be missing when jumping levels. So for example, if her highlights are at like a 7, 8 now and we're going down to a 4, we have to fill with all of the underlying pigments in levels 7, 6, 5, and everything in between that you're going to be missing. So we have to add in some golds, some coppers, some of those warm tones along with the 5N just so that it doesn't go green and it gives us that really nice rich brunette color. So here we have the two formulas I mixed up. On the left, I used Redken Shades EQ 4N, 3NW. We're doing that just because I want a pretty neutral result, but I added the NW just so that we can kind of freshen up her base, give her some warmth. And then on the right, we have that Joico Lumishine mixture that you just saw me mix up. Okay, so here is her hair. Her hair is absolutely amazing. She's been coming to me for about 3 years now, and every time we do her hair, we always do something drastic, and I love it so much because she really only gets her hair done like twice a year. So last time I did her hair, we did chop it a little bit shorter. It was more of a mid-length because she usually has really long hair, and we did like this balayage sombre look, and it's grown out really nicely, and now she's ready for a big transformation because it's been about 6 or 7 months since we last did it. So what we are going to be doing is actually cutting first, because if I were to color all of this hair and then cut it off, it would make no sense. It's kind of like building the house before you paint it. You have to build your foundation before you apply the color. So I'm going to be cutting her ponytail here, and I'm not going to be doing this perfectly, obviously. We're just going to get a little bit of a baseline, and when doing this, always go a little bit longer than you think your client's going to want, because if you go too short here, then you're kind of screwed. So I'm cutting it a little bit longer than I want it to be, and then we're going to go ahead and color right after. The summer's calling. Her hair is so thick, it's like cutting through a horse's mane. It's crazy, but it's amazing, and she has the perfect hair texture for the cut we're going to be doing. So as you can see here, like I said, I'm just cutting this ponytail off. It's obviously going to be jaggedy and uneven. If you do this to your client, let them know this is just the first initial cut, and you will fine-tune it later. So we are doing this, and this is just so exciting. If you guys have ever done this to a client, you know that it's just like a liberating feeling to cut a ponytail off like this. Okay, so for the first step, we are applying the Redken Shades EQ 4N, 3NW to her base. I'm just covering anything that doesn't have the blonde faded out ends, and then we're going to be applying the Joico on the ends in the bowl, actually. So I'm going to let this base color sit for about 20 minutes, and then we'll take her over to the bowl and do the ends. The summer's calling. If the kingdom is overthrown, meet me at the cornerstone. I know that I can't be without you. This bond is solid gold. We're a diamond and an emerald. It took me forever to find you. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be there to guide you in every way. Now we've been through the cold and darkest days. The summer's calling. Okay, so now we're at the bowl. I did wet down her ends a little bit. The Redken Shades EQ is still on her base, and you can see I'm just taking that Joico formula and working it through her ends. The reason I decided to do it this way is because I like to work it through like a toner. I just feel like it gives me more control. I can watch the color as it processes, And I'm also not sure how long I want to leave this on, so I just kind of want to sit here and watch it do its thing. I have been loving Joico Lumishine lately. It's been giving me amazing results, and I love the way that this color turned out. It has really good warm tones for filling like this. So if you were ever looking for something to fill or to tone, Joico Lumishine is an amazing color line.
Touch the stars. I know that we will see December. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be there to guide you.
Okay, so her color is all rinsed out. I did let that sit about 15 to 20 minutes before we rinsed it out. Now that her hair is still wet, I am doing the baseline of the haircut. As you can see right here, I did twist this back section. That's going to give me an A-line appearance because when I untwist it, it kind of gives it that like curved shape. And then I'm over directing both the left and the right side towards the middle because I do want her to have a slight A-line. I don't want anything too drastic-y A-line, but I do want a little bit of shape there just so it doesn't look like a bowl cut where it's all blunt and just with no shape. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to be doing the majority of the baseline with wet hair, and then I'm going to dry each section and fine tune it once it's dry.
In every way. Now we've been through the cold and darkest days. The summer's calling.
Okay, on to the next section. I did divide her hair into 3 sections. So we had the underneath, the middle, and the top. I am doing this one a little bit longer than the bottom layer. When you're doing short haircuts, you want to make sure that you keep that bottom layer a little bit shorter than the rest of the hair because the bottom hair can kind of flip out and look like a duck butt. I know that sounds really weird, but you guys kind of know what I mean if you've done short hair. It'll kind of flip out and do that weird appearance. So have your clients always look down while you are doing this, and then if you have that underneath layer a little bit shorter, you're going to avoid that sticking out funny. So I'm doing the same thing up here where I twisted the back and then I'm over directing towards the back. I'm doing a baseline, but I am keeping it a teeny bit longer than she's wanting because I know once it's dry, we're going to take a little bit more off. Okay, so after I did the baseline on wet hair, I did dry this section so that I can go in and fine tune it. So I'm kind of point cutting into it, taking bigger sections. I just want to break up the ends a little bit. She does want this to be a blunt cut with not a ton of layers. Like she really just likes that super blunt look, but because her hair is so thick, I do have to texturize the ends a little bit just so that it doesn't look too heavy. So that's what I'm doing here. It just kind of breaks up the ends by chipping into them. And then I'm also just kind of evening out the baseline and making sure she's happy with the length. So here I am just doing the baseline for that top layer as well. And then I am lifting her hair up, over directing a little bit and just kind of point cutting into the ends to create some layering. Nothing too drastic like I had said before, but I do want to make sure that that top layer has some movement.
The summer's calling. The summer's calling. If the kingdom is overthrown, meet me at the cornerstone. I know that I can't be without.
All right, she is all done, so we are styling her now. I'm using the Babyliss iron, but I'm doing a 1-inch iron for her. With shorter hair, you have to keep in mind that the smaller the iron, the more curl you're gonna get, and the bigger the iron, the more volume you're gonna get. So just depending on the look you're going for, that's the size of iron you'll choose. I just wanted to do really tight, messy curls on her because once I kind of brush them out and give it texture, it's just gonna be like the perfect look for the short hair. So I'm so obsessed with the way this turned out. You guys are gonna love it just like I do.
This bond is solid gold. We're a diamond and an emerald.
I'm so freaking mad, you guys. My audio cut out on my camera, so it didn't pick up any of this audio right here. And I wish you could have heard it because she was so obsessed and she was like so sassy and loving it. And it was just so, so funny. But this literally turned out so good. I'm obsessed with this length and this color on her. It's so complimentary and it's just amazing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for all the love and support.
Pixelated eyes, a messy mind. Think I need to help you. I'm gonna try.